Dear members of the global psychological science community, since the first International Congress of Psychology in 1889, psychologists have come together across borders to advance the scientific understanding of human behavior and to place that knowledge in the service of humanity. In 1951, in the aftermath of the Second World War, this commitment was formalized through the establishment of the International Union of Psychological Science, created to strengthen international cooperation, uphold scientific freedom, and ensure that psychology contributes to peace, well-being, and global understanding. As we bring this year to a close, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to our global community for its commitment, resilience, and leadership. In a period marked by profound uncertainty and transformation, psychology continues to demonstrate its indispensable role as a foundational and integrative science, one that illuminates human behavior, informs policy, and contributes meaningfully to justice, well-being, and peace. This year has unfolded against a backdrop of ongoing global crises, both natural and human-made. Across regions, communities have faced armed conflict, political instability, forced displacement, humanitarian emergencies, climate-related disasters, and deepening social and economic inequalities. In these circumstances, the relevance of psychological science is unmistakable. Psychology offers essential insights into trauma, resilience, social cohesion, recovery, rebuilding, and the promotion of peace. At the same time, we must acknowledge that in several parts of the world, contemporary political movements are increasingly challenging the value of science and, in particular, the significant contributions of psychology to humanity. Evidence-informed policy, scientific expertise, and psychology's role in promoting inclusion, well-being, and social cohesion are in some places being questioned or constrained. In this context, our responsibility as a global scientific community is clear. We must continue our work to ensure that psychological science maintains a meaningful and constructive social influence, contributing to the betterment of humanity. This requires sustained engagement, ethical leadership, and a clear commitment to scientific integrity and human dignity. IUPsyS stands in solidarity with all our national members, regional members, and affiliates, as well as with all people affected by conflict, disaster, and displacement. We recognize and honor the extraordinary work of psychologists who continue to serve communities under difficult and often dangerous conditions. Through the year, the Union has engaged closely with national and regional members, both in person and virtually, to celebrate achievements, share learning, and better understand issues critical to local contexts, ensuring that global priorities remain grounded in regional realities and lived experience. A defining achievement of this year has been the establishment of the Standing Committee on Governance. The committee is tasked with strengthening governance systems and ensuring alignment with international best practice for global scientific organizations. It is also charged with modernizing the Union's governance capacity, enabling IUPsyS to respond more effectively to emerging challenges, including those related to ethical conduct, accountability, and responsible professional behavior among psychologists and organizations worldwide. A further strategic priority has been the advancement of the Presidential Task Force on Psychological Science Diplomacy, which positions psychological science as an active contributor to global cooperation, policy, and multilateral engagement. The task force recognizes that addressing today's complex global challenges requires not only technical solutions, but a deep understanding of human behavior, trust, and collective action. Central to this work is a renewed emphasis on multilateralism. The challenges facing humanity, whether related to conflict, health, climate change, inequality, or social fragmentation, cannot be addressed in isolation, nor for the benefit of a few. Multilateral cooperation remains essential to advancing solutions that serve humanity as a whole. Psychological science has a critical role to play in strengthening these multilateral processes by informing cooperation, dialogue, and collective action. Our other standing committees have played a central role in advancing the Union's mission and ensuring coordinated, sustainable progress. Equally vital has been the work of our IUPsyS work groups, whose efforts continue to translate strategy into action across diverse domains. Their contributions have strengthened global collaboration, expanded access to knowledge, advance professional standards, and enhance the union's readiness to respond to humanitarian and societal challenges. IUPsyS strengthened its presence within the global science systems through active participation in the IC Global Knowledge Dialogue and General Assembly in Muscat. The Muscat Declaration on Global Science reaffirms science as a bridge across divides, closely aligned with psychology's role in promoting trust, cooperation, and collective action. In parallel, IUPsyS renewed and strengthened its engagement with UNESCO, reaffirming shared commitments to science, education, culture, and human development. This renewed collaboration advances mutual and strategic interests, including the promotion of scientific knowledge as a global public good, the protection of academic freedom, and the application of psychological science to education, peace building, and sustainable development. Through continued engagement with the Psychology Coalition at the United Nations and other related UN mechanisms, the Union has amplified psychology's contributions to global discussions on sustainable development, mental health, human rights, and social cohesion, strengthening psychology's voice in multilateral policy spaces. A major milestone this year was IUPsyS' active participation in the 78th World Health Assembly. Represented by President-elect Brigitte Curry, the Union delivered its first formal statement, advocating for the integration of psychological science into national systems, investment in community-based interventions, and action on structural determinants of disconnection. In 2024, IUPsyS convened the Global Psychological Science Leadership Summit in Prague, bringing together leaders from all regions worldwide. The summit culminated in the adoption of the Prague Global Psychology and Sustainability Declaration, Our Humanity, Our Psychology, and Our Future. The declaration underscores the imperative to accelerate the contribution of psychological science in addressing sustainability challenges and serving humanity. It highlights psychology's essential role in promoting sustainable behaviors, supporting well-being, promoting long-term and future-oriented decision-making, and contributing to peaceful, resilient, and thriving societies. It also reaffirms IUPsyS' mandate as the global voice of psychology to lead and facilitate interdisciplinary collaboration. Building on this foundation, the 2025 Leadership Forum in Cyprus advanced discussions on the post-2030 agenda, the fragility of the international ecosystem, and psychology's responsibility to help design and implement future global frameworks. Psychology was affirmed as a hub science, essential for bridging disciplines, strengthening SDG interconnectivity, and addressing challenges of structural change and real-world implementation. Together, the Prague Summit and Cyprus Forum signal a coherent trajectory, a global connected psychology community, unified around sustainability, strategic partnerships, and leadership beyond 2030. This year, we mourn the passing of past President Gerry de Deval, whose lifelong service strengthened psychology's visibility within international science organizations and laid the foundations for the Union's contemporary global engagement. We also mourn the passing of former EC member Rubén Ardila, who made significant contributions to promoting the exchange of ideas between the global North and South and encouraged the participation of psychologists worldwide in our international organizations. We honor their legacy and the legacy of all past presidents and executive committee members whose leadership reminds us that IUPsyS, established in the aftermath of global conflict, was founded on principles of international cooperation, peace, scientific freedom, and shared responsibility. As we celebrate our history and milestones, we reaffirm our long-term vision as a global organization. Our legacy reminds us that principled action, ethical responsibility, and sustained international cooperation have guided the Union's work and must continue to do so in the future. Looking ahead, the coming year will also mark important milestones. IUPsyS will celebrate its 75th anniversary alongside the 60th anniversary of the International Journal of Psychology. Dedicated commemorative committees will be established to honor these milestones and engage the global psychological community in sharing their significance for the future. I extend my sincere thanks to the Executive Committee for their dedication, wisdom, and collective leadership throughout the year. Their service continues to guide the Union with integrity and foresight. I would also like to express my deep appreciations to the editors-in-chief, associate editors, reviewers, and the broader academic community whose continued education and scholarly leadership have sustained the International Journal of Psychology as a global platform for high-quality psychological science. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to the dedicated group of collaborators working with the Secretariat of the Union, whose tireless and often unseen efforts carried out day in and day out are essential to making IUPsyS a truly global and impactful organization. Above all, I would like to thank our national members, regional members, and affiliates. You are the union. Your work in research, education, practice, policy, and advocacy sustains psychology worldwide and ensures that IUPsyS remain a truly global representative and impactful organization. As we enter the coming year, strengthened by sound governance, scientific clarity, and global partnership, I am confident in our collective capacity to meet the challenges ahead. Psychological sciences, enriched by diversity and united by shared purpose, can and must continue to contribute meaningfully to human well-being and dignity. We also look ahead with anticipation to the International Congress of Psychology 2028 to be hosted in Melbourne, Australia. On behalf of the Executive Committee, I wish you and your communities a peaceful and restorative year ahead. Together, we carry forward a shared legacy, science in the service of humanity, grounded in unity, enriched by diversity, and dedicated to peace and understanding. Goodbye.